Hey guys, sorry I've been MIA the past couple months. I've been dealing with a little bit of foot pain that was worse than any of the pain I had last year, and I've been incapacitated for about 3 weeks. And I don't really like writing reviews when I'm in pain because it's not really fair to the movie, but I'll go into detail more at the end of the year. So, remember when I talked about Wide Awake?
That Shyamalan movie he did before The Sixth Sense? Well, I got that as part of an 8-movie pack of kids' movies. I've had it hanging around for nearly a decade, so maybe I should actually look at one of the other movies on it.
So let's talk about Bailey's Billions.
Bailey's Billions did get a theatrical release, I think. I mean, it has a box office mojo page, a Rotten Tomatoes score, which qualifies this for film exaggeration. Released in 2005, it was a huge bomb, opening at number 50 at the box office. The director, David Devine, and writers, Heather Conkey and Mary Walsh, seem to have only worked on direct-to-video and TV stuff before and since, and, that's all I got.
So am I doing this because I need something easy after groaning in pain for several weeks, unable to do anything from exercise to clean? Maybe. This is Bailey's Billions.
So we open up at a protest at a cosmetic factory that uses animals for testing purposes.
Because in the mid-2000s, that was all that was worth protesting over.
A woman named Marge Maggs, aka the Monkey Lady, played by Laurie Holden, in between X-Files and Walking Dead, has locked herself in with the animals and refuses to leave until they agree to stop testing on them.
You also have your daughter Samantha with you. Are you at all worried about all the time she's missed at school?
This is an experience she could never get in any classroom.
Mother of the Year material right there. Maybe the right was correct, the left is indoctrinating kids. Meanwhile, a British guy from the 1920s.
Anyone else find it odd that we have to refer to it as the 1920s instead of just the 20s now?
Anyway, he does this.
Donald, special officer. Yes, sir.
Why did he say it like that? Why did they hold so awkwardly on his badge as he slowly pushed it towards the camera? Why is he smiling so creepily? Those are questions that will be answered in another time, and by another time, I mean never. For some reason, the fire department is trying to remove the door instead of just breaking the glass, but the company gives in to her demands and agrees to stop testing on animals.
Bullshit, that would ever happen.
But Don Donald is actually here for a reason.
Hamilton Children's Services, we're taking Samantha into protective custody.
Oh, excuse me?
Now you've been deemed by the courts to be an unfit monkey. I mean, mother.
Yeah, absolutely. She locked her child in a building for days with dozens of animals that could have bit or scratched her, and made her miss school. She should have her child taken away. So Samantha is taken away, and 2 years later, where we see Toronto. So it's a foreign picture. This song sounds like they wanted Avril Lavigne, but she said no.
That was the fastest rising single on the charts this week.
Alright, I think even in a country where they are required by law to play Canadian music, they can find better Canadian music than this.
We learn some rich woman named Constance Pennington has passed away. So Pennington's nephew Casper and his wife Dolores, played respectively by Tim Curry and Jennifer Tilly.
Hold on, I need to psych myself up for how amazing this is gonna be. Proceed.
Get off this road! It's as clogged as my Aunt Rosie's arteries. Now! Move it!
While that's happening, Theodore Maxwell, played by Dean Cain, is trying to get Constance's dog Bailey to go down and see a lawyer.
Yes, you too. That lawyer, Mrs. Blake, she asked specifically.
Put a muzzle on it, Ted. I'm not going.
Okay.
He's voiced by John Lovitz, by the way, because of course he is. Obviously, this is practice for his future role in Agent Toby Barks. Also, I guess the humans can understand, or maybe not, as it appears Dolores can't hear Bailey call her ugly. So, can humans understand? I really don't want another Luggy situation.
Oh, jeez. Not them.
Did he just say goddamn?
Oh, jeez. Not them.
This is a G, right?
Oh, and this is the type of movie that will incorporate sound effects. Oh, also it's a movie that does stuff like this. They watch Constance's will.
What am I gonna do? Why'd you have to leave me?
I don't know if John Lovitz or the dog acted that line worse. So you know where this is going. The old crackpot decided to leave her house, possessions, and all of her money to Bailey. And I'm curious, can you actually do that? Can you leave money and property to pets?
Short answer, no, but you can leave all your money to someone and they will be your pet's guardian.
So you see, Edgar, that's what would have happened to you if you had just done nothing. The money would have technically been yours. You are an idiot. Although this dog can talk, so maybe... Actually, no, he can't. We do get an explanation. You see, Maxwell is a canine behavioral specialist, meaning he can understand Bailey even though others can't. And he's the guardian, so they managed to get a couple things right. The Penningtons are of course pissed off about this and threaten to take them to court. We then see Samantha, still obviously upset that she's been taken away from her mother.
A puppy mill. Greedy, scummy crooks run them. They're these horrible, rotten, stinky places, full of sick dogs. They're all crammed in together, and they get dreadful sores and chronic infections. They're not given enough food and water, and they're taken from their mothers way too early.
You seem really nihilistic. Want to be my girlfriend?
Yeah, whatever. Let's get some more Curry Tilly silliness.
Oh, it's not fair! Not fair! That money should be ours!
Thank you. Turns out that due to bad investments, they're both out of money and in debt.
We have to fight this. We need a lawyer.
I am a lawyer.
We need a good lawyer.
These two know what kind of movie they're in. They're just having fun.
By the way, what is that business that Curry invested in?
Our very own state-of-the-art
Puppy mill.
Oh my god. I love the design, the pinks, the blues, because I guess we have to force human gender expectations on dogs too. Why are there bubbles? Wow. Really slow news day. Actually, no it's not, because right next to the story about a dog inheriting a fortune is a story about cancer rates declining. I want to hear more about that. Also, apparently Samantha is back with her mother. Not sure why she was so cranky earlier, but okay.
There he is, sunk so low in his depression. Now there's medication they could put him on. Or they could run electric currents right through his little doggy brain and shock him out of his low-mindedness, throw him down a dark hole for a few days. When he gets back up out of that, you'll see how his spirits will be picked right up.
Okay, I want to see a movie about this woman.
Now, I know what might stop him from being so dark-minded. A little female friend, right, Mouse?
That's right, babe.
Yeah, I need that like I need rabies.
Oh, so apparently Bailey is an ace icon. Good for him.
You're gonna be an amazing CEO. You know what? You could change the world.
Yes, a cat-free world.
Whoa, Bailey's just calling for straight up genocide.
Also, just gonna say, Maxwell, terrible driver. It looks like he's driving in the middle of the white line in this part, and he also drives with his head down just so he can get this stupid joke with a guy thinking the dog is doing it. Yeah, maybe this guy shouldn't be a guardian. Oh, and I take back what I said about them getting the guardian thing right. Apparently, Bailey is actually supposed to make decisions for this company with Maxwell translating for him. Yeah, leaving money and property, I can buy that. Being on a board of directors, that's going too far for me. You lost me, Bailey's billions. Wait a minute, the newspaper said he inherited millions. You're a lie!
Well, it seems that one of the trust accounts is completely empty.
That fund has been...
It has been moved to an offshore account.
For tax reasons.
That's right. There are great advantages to offshore banking that are totally beyond your humble comprehension, but with the tax rates being the way that they are and the Dow and the NASDAQ being totally unstable...
Okay, movie, you're made for 5-year-olds. You don't need to get into overseas trust fund talks.
I do love the stare Bailey gives them while they talk. That dog is putting in more effort than most of the human actors.
Great job, boss.
Uh-huh.
You're gonna make a great CEO, Mr. Bailey.
Uh-huh.
You know, I'm starting to agree with the villain. I think everyone else has gone insane. Also, there's a romance blooming between Maxwell and Monkey Lady, and I think a romance is blooming between Samantha and the one boy who's named Max.
They told me. See, I'm an animal behaviorist. I can tell what they're visualizing, and then I put that back into words. The process of this form of interpretation I like to call doggish. Right. It's like English, but for dogs.
You know what, movie? Just say he can understand dogs. I'll buy it.
Samantha and Max arrive at the office with their dog named Tessa and, well... Damn it, movie, you made me think we were gonna get some asexual representation, and you blew it! Anyway, Tessa is voiced by Melissa DeMarco from Degrassi The Next Generation.
I mean, I never watched it, but maybe you did.
Even Samantha wants them to get together so they can be rich and they can buy their farm back. Okay, how many cliches we got in this so far? As the villains try and come up with a plan to get the money, Dolores offers a suggestion.
Just that we need to have an angle.
How about if we just kill them up,
Because technically Maxwell would get all the money?
Well, actually no, due to reasons I don't think are explained, if Bailey dies, they will get the money, but Casper says if they kill him, it will look suspicious. So, I have my own suggestion. Wait 3 to 7 years until he dies naturally. Most golden retrievers live to be about 10 to 12 years old, which is very sad. But whatever, earlier they said he had been Constance's pet for 7 years. So he's at least that old, so you can wait it out. Yeah, I know you're in debt, but I think you can afford to wait like 3 years.
Alright, that smile solidifies it. I am totally on his side.
Kidnap him and hold him to ransom.
Okay, never mind. That is the stupidest idea I've ever heard.
So rather than just wait a few years for the dog to die of natural causes, you decide to kidnap him, thus increasing your chances of going to jail. Oh, remember Don Donald? Well, turns out he's been transferred to Toronto.
Oh, that's convenient.
And is spying on Marge.
Thank you.
Did Hanna-Barbera direct this?
He believes that he's going to get up to her old protesting tricks again. He even bugs them. Is that legal? I don't know the extent of how Canada's child services are allowed to operate. So the two villains spy on Bailey.
That flea bag of a CEO. Don't you realize that if those two have puppies, they'll be next in line for the inheritance?
Yeah, I've just given up questioning how this works.
Just the other day, he told me that she is like a breath of fresh air.
He told you?
Yeah, he told me.
You can talk to dogs?
He speaks doggish.
Cool. Totally cool.
Mom, I've changed my mind. We gotta get out of this car quick. I think this guy's insane. He might drive us off a cliff.
So they set up a date at Marge's house that night, but Bailey tells them he has to up his looks. And to do that, he takes off his glasses, combs his hair, and puts on a shirt that fits. See, it's easy when you're already Superman. So we get some boring character development that ends with a piss joke. But more corruption seems to be happening as the villains fire the guy who's been questioning where all the money is going. And then Tessa follows Casper and discovers the puppy mill.
I used to have tremendous potential. My life was full of promise. Now it's a smelly pile of doggy do.
I think Tim Curry's just going off script here.
I love the smell of puppies.
That man has done things to those puppies.
Max takes a picture of the puppy mill, and man, this movie is getting complicated. Let's go over the plot, shall we? There's Bailey becoming a CEO, the villains want to kidnap him, while at the same time running an illegal puppy mill. There's a child services guy who's spying on Marge to get evidence to take her daughter away. The rest of them are trying to see who is stealing money from the Foundation, a relationship between Bailey and Tessa, a relationship between Marge and Maxwell. This is supposed to be easily followable for, like, little kids, right? Like, toddler age.
Had such a good time last night. I just figured since, Bailey and Tessa got lucky.
What?
What?
I don't mean like they got lucky, like they got lucky. I mean,
Now you see, children, getting lucky can also mean they banged.
Tessa tells Maxwell about the puppies, and oh my god, I don't give a shit about the child services plot. The parents don't believe about the puppies. What? Why can't they just go look to prove it, although Marge does see that one guy was right. The Penningtons are sucking money out of the Foundation. But no time for that, we gotta find out more about Max, as it turns out his dad is just married to a woman way younger than him and... Wait, I just realized I don't care. The two kids sneak out to prove there's something in the warehouse, while the villains finally start their dog napping plot.
Well, this takes a cake. This is without a doubt the stupidest idea you've had in a history of stupid ideas.
Well, at least the movie agrees with me.
But they have to leave due to the maid and her husband. Not that it matters, as Bailey was also at the warehouse where him and Maxwell find the kids and bring them home where Samantha is grounded.
Filling these kids' heads with a lot of craziness, well, all because you listen to a bunch of frantic dogs telling you their tales of woe. Children are impressionable, don't you know that? I mean, you could have put them into danger.
As if that's ever stopped you.
Yeah, lady, she's absolutely right. Fuck you.
The Penningtons do manage to kidnap Bailey after he just straight up runs to them.
This is just the angle that I was looking for the appeal. Ted Maxwell lost the dog while it was in his care. How good a guardian does that make him?
A normal one. Dogs get loose and run away all the time.
The Penningtons fire Marge, and this gets the attention of Donald, and I do love these two trying to outact each other. Anyway, the kids learn Bailey was kidnapped and go to see Maxwell, and Max finally looks at the pictures he took to the puppy mill, and the two kids and Tessa sneak out once again, sneak in, find the puppy mill along with Bailey, but unfortunately they're locked in.
Idiot! We'll be filthy rich!
We'll be billionaires. I'll take a bath in money.
Can I jump in?
I'll switch the lights out.
You know, I do have a soft spot for evil couples who get ungodly horny about being evil.
Marge sneaks in, but Maxwell is knocked out by the Penningtons, who have just found the kids. Marge tries to save them, but that doesn't go well.
Get away from my mother!
Everybody in this movie is useless.
Maxwell wakes up at home after being woken by the maid and immediately goes back to the Foundation. So I, too, don't know why they didn't just have him wake up in the parking lot. Tessa gives directions to one of the puppies so they can free the kids.
You know, for being called Bailey's Billions, he doesn't really do much in this.
Meanwhile, at the courthouse Supreme Court of Justice, as opposed to the Supreme Court of Jelly, we have a judge who uses his gavel to break walnuts. I think that sums up about how seriously you should take this movie's plot. The kids and Marge overpower the guy who likes puppies, and they escape being saved by Maxwell. They rush to the courthouse where Dolores brings in Bailey, saying he was found.
Miracle of miracles, he found me. The dear doggy made his dear way back to the Foundation, where he practically threw himself in my arms.
You sit on a throne of lies.
Just before the judge agrees to give Bailey custody to them, our heroes arrive.
The Penningtons operate an illegal puppy mill under the name Waggly-Tailed Puppies. In view of this new evidence, I ask that you dismiss the Penningtons' petition for guardianship of Bailey and that charges be laid against them for fraud and conspiracy to embezzle.
Alright, there has to be an entire separate trial for all of this.
Casper confesses but puts all the blame on Dolores.
It was her! Yes! Her!
Shut up, you fool!
You don't know what she's like!
How dare you!
Well, that all worked out swimmingly, but there's still the whole child services thing, as Marge is still without a job.
Bailey, do you remember firing Marge?
Fire her? I've promoted her.
According to the CEO, Mrs. Maggs is one of our most valued employees, and a massive pay raise.
So, do people believe he can talk to dogs now?
6 months later, Maxwell and Marge are dating, all the puppies are living on their farm.
This place is beautiful.
Baby, I bought it for all of us.
Dude, you literally did nothing. Not a damn thing in this movie. Also, why is Tessa standing like that?
I'm going to develop a religion based around this movie.
It's stupid, the characters are stock, the style is inconsistent, the acting is either over the top or not trying, but all that does lead to it being fun. Most of the humor coming from Tilly and Curry, who are so over the top bad, but they know that's what kind of movie they're in. So it's bad, but at least it's a fun kind of bad with some level of commitment to building up its own stupid logic, which is more than I can say for Luggy. I know that's a low bar, but it's still something. If you're a fan of bad movies, this one's worth checking out at least once.
Thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye. Oh God, my foot! You know,